Hello, brave, beautiful, beloved soul friends. Welcome to another Conversations with Kristin, that beautiful time of your day where you explore the unconscious mind from the inside out. So today I'm here with another little healing journey trick, something very simple and easy that you can practice in your everyday life to help create tangible healing experiences for all parts of yourself. And so it involves addressing 3 neurobiological components that suffer when there's any type of traumatic stress or similar styles of internal battles such as chronic anxiety. It helps to engage your prefrontal cortex, which chronically disengages when there's these types of internal experiences. It helps to bring healing moments to the right brain hemisphere, which is what houses a lot of the data that causes these internal battles. And it helps to regulate the nervous systems, which is also something that is chronically contributing to these experiences, such as traumatic stress and panic attacks and things like that. So you're just going to want to get some soap. There's a little bit of soap on my hands. You can see the little shiny part. Okay. It's a mindfulness practice, and we generally wash our hands at some point in the day. So it's something you can very, very easily practice. And so what you're going to do is use your senses to bring yourself deeper into the present moment. You'll start just by looking at it and let it drip down your hands like the way that I am now. Let it start at the top of your hand and then just watch it as it slowly moves down your hands. Bring yourself into the experience. Notice the shininess, or if it has a different texture to it, notice that. Maybe if there's light around, you'll notice something reflecting off of it. You might notice little bubbles start to form, or maybe even a little rainbow in it, depending on the light setting that you're in. You might notice the way that it shifts the texture of your hand, like this texture of my hand where there is not soap looks different to my visual stimulus than the texture of my hand where the soap is. Bring yourself into awareness of these individual particular sensations. Connect with the moment, connect with the breath, breathe deeply. If the soap has a smell to it, bring yourself into your breath. Smell it on the inhale. And then feel the air coming out of your nose on your hand when you exhale. You can exhale through your nose or your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and smell the scent of the soap. And as you exhale, feel the air on your hand. And do this several times and try to get your breaths to be longer. So if they're like really short, then try to get them to be like 1 second longer each time, and just kind of gradually work with that. And if you can't make your breaths longer, that's okay. Even just having the intention of connecting with your breath is going to help. When you're practicing breathing, it's especially helpful to slow down your exhale. That's what's directly contributing to your nervous system regulation. Okay, so smell it on the inhale and then feel the air on your hand when you exhale, and keep doing that. You can do that for as long as you want or need to. You could sit there for 15 minutes doing that if you want. The important part is that you are connecting with you. The important part is that you are being present with you. The important part is that you are choosing to love you in this moment, right here, right now, exactly as the magical being that you innately are. That's what matters. It's not the smell and the soap that matters. It's you being present with you with an intention of love that matters. This is just a tool. This is just one way to practice loving presence. But loving presence is where healing lies. So you use this experience as a tool, and you bring yourself deeper into the moment, and you watch the soap come down. Because as you watch it, you're bringing yourself into the moment. As you engage your visual sensations, especially with something like this where there's forms of texture, you're engaging your right brain hemisphere and helping to heal traumatic stress that is stored in that region of the brain. You are literally healing your traumatic stress when you practice this. You are literally rewiring your brain when you practice this. You are literally transforming your life from the inside out when you practice this. It might seem small and silly, but I promise it's doing a lot, especially if you practice it every day. If you practice this every day, you will rewire the deepest of your memories. You won't even have to go back into the memory systems. Doing this every day will start to heal the past. Isn't that beautiful? Bring yourself into the visual sensation. Watch as it drips down your hand. Notice the light reflecting off of it. Notice the details of your hand. Notice the different designs and patterns on your hand. Notice how the soap is shiny, or if your soap is maybe a different texture, maybe there's a different visual sensation to it. Okay, once you've been here for a while and it's dripped all the way down your hand, let it get there. Don't stop early. Don't stop early. Let it go all the way down your hand very slowly and just keep bringing yourself into the moment. And when stuff comes up, that's okay. Just bring yourself back to the moment. Don't look at the stuff. Okay, don't look at the stuff that's coming up. Look at the soap and then 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 look at the soap. And then what do? You look at the soap and then you look at the soap and then you look at your hand and you look at the soap and then you look at the soap and then you look at the soap. And every single moment that you're redirecting yourself to the present, you are changing your life. Every single moment that you are redirecting yourself to the present, you are changing your life. I promise. Every single moment that you practice presence is rewiring the core causalities of all of your battles. Every single moment that you redirect yourself to a gentle experience of the present moment, you are rewiring the deepest of your neural networks that are housing the core causalities of mental health battles. And when there's an additional sensation of love, then you're also healing attachment systems, which brings even deeper healing. But start with presence. Start with presence and grow from there. You can't love yourself until you're present with yourself. And when you practice presence, you are loving yourself. Even if you can't be present, practicing presence is all you need to do. So if you're dissociated, if you're experiencing dissociation and you literally cannot be present, just practicing presence, even if you cannot get to presence, is all you need to do. And I promise it will make a difference when you practice it every day. I promise from the deepest depths of my heart, it will change your life. Okay, so now the soap's gotten down to there. We're going to keep going, okay? There's more to this. We're going to go ahead and bring that back up. I'm going to very slowly rub it between our hands. Bring yourself into the tactile sensation of feeling the soap rubbing between your hands. Describe the feeling to yourself if you can, if it helps you to come into the moment. It feels slimy, it feels slick, it feels smooth, it feels soft, it feels wet, it feels, oh, and then if there's a sound too. If it makes a sound, can you hear that? Can you hear that? If it makes a sound, do a couple rubs into one ear and then a couple rubs into another ear. This is called bilateral stimulation, and it helps to heal your brain. Because sound processing in each of your ears goes to different parts of the brain. So when you're stimulating this ear, and then 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 this ear, you're stimulating this part of your brain, and then this part of your brain, and this part of your brain, and this part of your brain. And when there's mental health battles, these two parts of your brain are not communicating well. So this gradually helps your brain hemispheres communicate better. Bilateral stimulation, you're stimulating different parts of your brain that are having a hard time talking to each other. And because you're going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, it's helping the brain regions practice communication. Okay, so if it makes a sound, do that. So now that we're here with the soap between our hands, go ahead and take a couple more deep breaths, okay? When we breathe in, focus on the smell. When you breathe out, focus on feeling the air from your nose or your mouth on your hands. And look at your hands too. Bring yourself into the present moment of being right here, right now with your breath and your body. Our bodies do so much for us. We can extend a little appreciation towards them. One more. Wonderful. Go ahead and lather them up, and some soaps make some bubbles. Sometimes soaps don't make bubbles, but if there are bubbles, you can play with little bubbles that might formulate. You might be able to get bubbles developing between your fingers. Certain kinds of soap can do that. This one is not quite making bubbles for me, but sometimes you can have a kind of soap and you lather them up and you get all of these different bubbles. And then if there are bubbles, you can play with them. You can look at them, look at the way that they reflect light. Sometimes they'll form little rainbows in them. You can really play with it. So you can really play with the bubbles. You can look, sometimes they'll form little rainbows the way that they reflect the light. You can look at the bubbles. You can sometimes look at them and watch the energy move inside of the bubbles. It's very cool. If you can get bubbles between your fingers, you can do stuff like this and watch the bubbles shift and change. So really bring yourself into the visual sensations of this experience. And if you practice this every day, you are helping to rewire your neurobiological applications of consciousness to gradually heal anything that might be causing disruption within your personal experience, such as chronic anxiety or traumatic stress. Thank you so much for joining me for this Conversations with Kristin. It has been a blessed, sacred honor to connect with you. I appreciate you infinitely, endlessly, and I believe in you infinitely and endlessly. Please feel free to visit my website. I have a bunch of free gifts for you guys. One of them is called a Brain Rewiring Playbook, like a workbook, but a whole lot more fun. And it walks you through a process of using different forms of gentle stimulus to help rewire your neural network so that you can heal any type of experience that you may be going through, transform the neural network wiring that may be causing disruption within your experience, whether it's something like worry or agitation or irritability, or something intense like some severe traumatic stress. These tricks help for all of it. So please feel free to visit kristinwindsor.com/gifts. That link is also here in the video description below. And if you'd ever like to connect with me one-on-one, I would be absolutely honored to serve as a healing journey guide. You can book a session with me or find out more about who I am and what I do at kristinwindsor.com. Thank you so much for being here, beloved soul friends, and thank you for being you. Namaste. The infinite wonders within me see and honor the infinite wonders within you. Have a beautiful and blessed day, beloved soul friends, and I will catch you in my next video. And if you liked hanging out, if you learned something new, or if you just want to spread a little overall positivity in the world, I invite you to hit the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate your support on my channel as I share my healing journey messages.